Hey everybody, welcome to another game in the Chicago White Sox season replay. We are now at game number 39. The White Sox improved to 23-15 on the season. They're actually one game ahead of their projection from before, in the regular season in the replay. They're one game up on that. So let's catch you up to date on what has happened since the last time I did a video. The White Sox beat the Tigers in game one of a 3-game series. Detroit came back and won the next game 8-4. They got to Barrios pretty early, and actually the bullpen imploded for the White Sox as a 4-3 lead became a 8-4 deficit. 3 runs in the top of the 9th. Error on Soderholm really opened the floodgates, and of course the pitching didn't really help either. So with that loss, they went to 22-14, and then in the final game of the series against the White Sox, against the Tigers, they lost again 7-3. Wilbur Wood got his first start of the season, and it went well for 4 innings, but then in that top of the 5th, they got him 4 runs and never looked back. So 7-3 victory. Dave Rozema got the win for the Tigers, dropped the Sox to 22-15. Then he had a quick 2-game series with the Brew Crew on a road trip, because that was the final game of the homestand. And since it's a 2-game series, I wanted to do something different. I went ahead and played the first game on the computer, and we're going to play the final game of the 2-game series right now. So on May 25th, the first game of the series, the Sox, behind Chris Knapp, rolled over the Brewers and Moose Haas. They were winning 8-0 after 7 innings. And then Knapp went 8 innings. He started the 9th and got tired and gave up a couple runs. Then Dal Canton came in and put more fuel on the fire. And before you know it, the Brew Crew had 6 runs in the 9th. And so Dave Hamilton had to come in and actually get the save in this. And they hung on to win it 8-6. And so with that victory, they now improved to 23-15 after 38 games, and they were 22-16 in real life. So 1 game ahead of schedule. This is the final game of the Brewer series, and after this game, they will head to Yankee Stadium to take on the Yankees for the first time this season. So that will be the next video. Will be the first game of the Yankee series. Right now, in this final game of the series, and the reason why I chose to play this one instead of the first one is this is May 26th, and this is the only American League game played on May 26th. The National League had several games going, but there were no other American League games other than this one on the schedule for May 26th. So they kind of had the stage to themselves, and so that's the way, or reason why I did it that way. So that's what we got. Now, since we're introducing a new team, the Milwaukee Brewers, for the first time on the replay. They are at County Stadium in Milwaukee, and I wanted to give a little backdrop on storyline for the Brewers, and I went back to the Sporting News from April 2nd, 1977. You can see the old ad there about a convertible. There was a storyline about Von Joshua and Jim Woolford. Now, if you don't know who they are, Von Joshua is this guy right here. He came over from the Giants in a trade, and Jim Woolford came over from the from the Royals on a trade. Big trade with the Royals that sent Darryl Porter and others to Kansas City. And Milwaukee got back Woolford and a couple other players as well. But there was some disgruntlement from Von Joshua because he took offense to them getting Woolford. He's like, you're taking him to replace me, and he's not going to do it. So there was an article in the Sporting News that says Joshua blast trumpet in Woolford's face. And basically, I'll come down here to this part of the article, and it says here, he says, let's battle it out, let the better man win. From the beginning, he said, Woolford can't play with me, there's no comparison, I'm not taking anything away from him, but I can do more things than he can. When asked about specifics, Joshua ticked them off. I can hit better, I'm faster, I'm a better fielder, you name it. I've got to feel I'm the center fielder of this club, regardless of what others say. At most, he, talking about Woolford, played against left-handers and didn't really hit that much against them. 2 years ago with San Francisco, I hit .318 for the year and finished with .314 average against left-handed pitching. So obviously there was a little rivalry there within the team between these two guys, and they just both happened to be in the lineup today in this game against the White Sox. So just thought I'd throw that out. There's a little tidbit of history on the Brew Crew. And so we've got our ball game here that was played on May the 26th. Like I said, it's the only American League game in town. National League did have some games, but American League, this was it. So starting pitcher for the Brew Crew is Eduardo Rodriguez, and he's having a good replay. He is 5-1 with a 3.18 ERA. And there is a picture of Eduardo Rodriguez. In the real season in 77, he was only 5-6 with a 4.34. So he's definitely outperformed himself. He's a starter /reliever. You can see he's got a 5 for a starting rating, but he's also got a 4 for relief rating. So he kind of did a little bit of everything. 5-6, 4.35 ERA, 5 starts, 4 saves. So he's kind of a jack of all trades, so to speak. And of course, he'll be facing Steve Stone of the of the White Sox, rather. And Stoney is 4-2 with a 2.47 ERA. So we are just about ready to go. We'll go through the lineups. Ralph Garr is actually getting the day off today, so Alan Bannister is going to lead us off. We'll just do the lineups as we get to them in the game. Maybe it might be a little quicker. All right, so Alan Bannister is going to lead us off because Ralph Garr is getting that day off. Bannister on the replay, 296, 1 homer, and 15 runs driven in. And we're ready to go from County Stadium. Game number 39. 5-9. Bannister's a right-hander, 5-9. It's an in-home run chance off of Rodriguez, 1-12. But he does have weak power against righties, so the 1-12 is only going to be a single. 13-20 would be that double. And that's a single for Alan Bannister. So Rodriguez avoided the home run ball by facing a guy with weak power. All right, here's George Orta. Orta, 270, 7 home runs, 18 driven in. 6-7 against the left-hander is a ground ball second base X. Let's go to the defensive charts. And second baseman Don Money. Money is a 4 E18, so not a lot of range there. But a 15, he'll get to that. That was a 15. I knocked it over. That was a 15. 4 and a 15 says it is a G2, so it's a fielder's choice chance. And that's also a 12. So if he's an 18 fielder at second and there's no 12, so it's a fielder's choice 4-6. As Money will flip it over to Yount for the force play on Bannister, and Orta is the new runner at first. So couldn't turn the double play, but they did get the force play. That'll bring up Richie Zisk. He's hitting 325, 6 homers, 29 runs driven in. 3-7, and that's a ground ball second base C. So that will move the runner up to second, but now there are 2 outs as Orta takes his spot in scoring position. And it's up to Oscar Gamble, the man with the fro, to drive him home. He's hitting 278, 7 home runs, and 20 driven in on the replay. 4-9. And he does it. 4-9's a single to center field. Well, it's not guaranteed. We'll double check it. It's a single to center. So it's a good chance that Orta will score. Orta is a 17 runner. He was being held, makes him a 16. But there are 2 outs. That makes it an 18. And the outfielder arm, Joshua, the man of the hour, is a 0. So it's a 1 through 18. And he will make it. And he does. So we'll score the run. And the Sox lead at 1-0 on the Oscar Gamble RBI single. Puts the Sox ahead 1-0. Here's Jim Spencer. He's hitting 292, 6 home runs, 25 driven in. 3-7 is a ground ball to first, and that's going to end the inning. And the Sox take that 1-0 lead. All right, so Rodriguez is out of there. And Steve Stone comes in with a 1-run lead, and he's going to be facing Robin Yount, a very young Robin Yount, to start the inning. It's going to be Yount hitting 311, 2 homers, 29 runs driven in. 2-7. 2-7 is a strikeout. So Stoney gets the strikeout on Yount. 1 away. Here's Don Money, 263, 6 homers, 21 runs driven in. 310, that's a home run chance. We're not doing ballparks. A home run 1-16 for Don Money. to tie the game real quick. And he does. Don Money was money, cash money, as he deposits that in the left field seats. And there is a tie ball game on our hands, as that's a home run for money. Home run number 7 on the replay. Here's Sixto Lezcano, speaking of home runs. He's got 14 homers, 34 runs driven in, hitting .257. 6-5 is a strikeout. So Stone comes back to strike out Lezcano for out number 2. It's going to bring up Sal Bando, the captain, .272. 5 homers, 24 runs driven in, 1-2. Another home run chance. Look at this, 1-17. So Stoney being bitten by the gopher ball, and that is a 17. So it is a home run. It's not super advanced, so we're not doing robbing the home runs or any of that stuff. It's just a home run, plain and simple. In fact, most likely it would have been a fly out if we were using ballpark effects, because that was a diamond shot. But in this case, it's a home run, and Sal Bando hits home run number 6. Gives the Brew Crew a 2-1 lead. Here's Cooper, 326, 5 homers, 26 runs driven in. 5-7's a walk, so Stoney, little iffy here in the beginning. Giving up 2 home runs, and now here's Von Joshua, 247, no homers, 17 runs driven in. 4-2, that is going to be a solid single. We're not doing the split because that's super advanced, so it's a solid single to left field. Cooper will have to hold at second base with the ball hit in front of him to Royal Stillman, the left fielder. So now there's 2 on, 2 out for Mike Hegan, and he's a part-time player. In the replay, he's only hitting .088. 1 home run, 3 runs driven in. So Stoney's got a chance to get out of this, but not like that. 6-7. 6-7, Stoney found a base hit. So 1-10's a double, 11-20's a single. That's a 3, so it's a double for Hegan. 2 stars, so the runner on first, Joshua, cannot score. But Cooper scores. It is now 3-1 Brew Crew. So we're a few years away from Harvey's wall bangers, but they sure are banging Steve Stone around. Here's Jim Wolford, 232, 1 homer, 7 runs driven in. 4-4 is a ground ball shortstop X. That's Bannister, and it could be trouble. 4E48. 4-19, at least he'll get to that. That is a 13. E48. There is no 13. There's a 12 and a 15, but no 13. So fortunately for Stone, Bannister was able to make the play, but the Brew Crew put 3 on the board here in the bottom of the first. After 1 inning of play here at County Stadium, it's Milwaukee 3, Sox 1. So Eduardo Rodriguez liking that run support. It'll be Royal Stillman. He's given Ralph Carr the day off playing left field. Stillman on the replay, 259, 2 homers and 5 runs driven in. 3-8 for Stillman. That's a leadoff walk. So that's one way to get back in the game and start putting base runners on. Brings up Chet Lemon. He's really struggling. 220 on the replay. He does have 7 home runs with 16 runs driven in, but the batting average is shockingly low. 1-4. He is hit by the pitch. So Rodriguez, after walking Stillman, he just plunks Lemon. Kind of took a squeeze out of Lemon there and put a lot of juice on that. So there's 2 on, nobody out. Lemon in the regular season we hit .273, so he's really way below his regular average, about 50 points. Brings up Jack Brohammer. He is giving Soderholm the day off, so Bob Lemon decided to use a couple of his backups in this game before the Yankee series starts. So Brohammer in limited duty, 160, no homers or RBI. 2-9 is a fly to left. 1 away, so the runners cannot go anywhere. Brings up Brian Downing, the catcher, hitting .250, 2 homers, 4 runs driven in. 4-11, fly ball to right field B. That's 2 down. So 2 away, and that brings up the top of the order in Bannister. 4-5, struck him out, so Rodriguez pitches around all that mess. Keeps the Sox off the board. And we go to the bottom of the second, still 3-1 Brew Crew. Stone will have to come out and see if he can't reestablish himself here in the bottom of the inning. Facing Charlie Moore, catcher, number 9 hitter Moore. A remarkable 373 on the replay. One homer, 16 runs driven in. 2-9. 2-9. He will ground to short, so that'll hurt the average a little bit. 1 away. And that brings up Robin Yount. Back to the top of the order. 6-3 is a fly ball left field X. Stillman, the left fielder in place of Gar, is no better fielder than Gar is. He's a 4. And his E rating is a 9. So 4E9. 4E9. 4 and a 14, he'll get to that. We'll check for the E9. 4 and a 14 is an F2, and the E9 with a 13. E9, there is no 13, so it's good play for Royal Stillman. He's able to corral that Yount fly ball for out number 2. And that'll bring up Don Money. Of course, Money homered. First time up. 3-6. And he would have had a chance for another home run if we were doing it super advanced, but it's simply a fly to left. No diamond shot here. So the inning is over. Stone settles in, gets 3 up, 3 down. We go to the third, 3-1 Brew Crew. And let's see what the Southside Hitmen can do here in the top of the third. George Orta stepping to the plate, and Orta reached on a fielder's choice and scored his first time up. 1-5, and that's going to be a leadoff walk, and sometimes those leadoff walks can bite you as a pitcher. It didn't hurt him in the second inning, but if you play around too much, it's going to hurt you. Here's a disc. Speaking of hurting, 6-11's a fly ball right field X. That's Wolford. I'm sorry, that's Lescano. Lescano, the right fielder, is a 2E5, so pretty good, obviously. 2 and a 2, though, could be trouble. 2 and a 2 is an outfielder. Should drop in for a base hit. A 2 and a 2 is a single, 2 stars. So that means that Orta's going to make it to third base. Now we'll make sure there's no error on the play. And that's an 11, and he is an E5. No 11. But it's going to drop in for a base hit. Puts runners on the corners with nobody out. And back come the Hitmen. Here's Oscar Gamble. Had that RBI single last time up. 2-5. Got a chance for another single, 1-7. Otherwise, it's a liner to second. And Money will grab it. And Money snags it. So, liner to second, 1 away. That'll bring up Big Jim Spencer. Chance for Spencer to come through. 2-10. Fly ball left field B question mark. So potential sacrifice fly. It's to Wolford. So we'll check Wolford's defensive arm. His arm rating is a +1. So that will help. Orta, his run rating is a 17. So you're going to take 17 plus the 1 from Wolford to make it an 18, plus the 2 for the B question mark gives him a 20. So I believe the rule is 20 he's out, everything else he'll be safe, because you can't be 100% safe, I don't think, on that rule. So I think 19 is the max you can get. It's 14, he's going to make it anyway, doesn't matter. So sacrifice fly to left field. If someone has the official rule on that, you can let me know. I mean, I can always go look it up, but I don't want to break stride. I like to keep going, but I'm pretty sure that's accurate. All right, here's the Royal Stillman. Lead cut to 3-2 now. 4-9, and that's a solid single, so that takes care of all doubt, because that would have scored a runner anyway. Single for Stillman goes to left field. I'm sorry, goes to center field. Zisk, though, not a very good runner. He will stop at second base. So they'll bring up Chet Lemon. And boy, he could use one. 6'8". 6'8". He's got a chance. 1-13 is a double. But the way his season's going, we're liable to roll that 14 through 20. Nope, he does get the double. How about that? Chet Lemon. RBI double is going to at least tie the game, because Zisk will score from second easily. Now let's check about Stillman. What kind of runner is Stillman? Stillman was not being held because he's a trail runner. He's a 12, so since he's not being held, makes him a 13. And with 2 outs, makes it a 15. The double's assumed to go to center, so Von Joshua's arm, check his arm here, is a 0. So no effect there. So in this case, Stillman a 1 to 15, and he'll make it. It's a 14. He slid in under the tag. So a 2-run double for Chet Lemon, and boy, he needed one and he got one. And the Sox are back out in front 4 to 3. Aggressive base running by Bob Lemon. Here's Jack Brohammer. 4-4 is going to try to put down the hammer. Is Brohammer. It's a fly to center field X. That's Joshua. He's tested again. And this time we're checking his range. 3. He's a 3 E13. Decent range, but high error total. 3 to 12, he'll get to that. Let's check his error. He's an E13 in center field. And this is an 11. No, I'm sorry, it's a 10. So E13, no 10. Good play. Fine, Joshua hauls it in. And the inning is over. But the Sox, the hitmen, strike back for 3. We go to the bottom of the third. It's 4 to 3 Sox. Now Steve Stone, see what he can do, if he can accept prosperity of being given a lead and hold on to it. Facing Sixto Lezcano. 1-7 for Lezcano. Ooh, he just missed a home run. 1-8 would have been a homer. 1-7's a ground out to short. So just that one number difference. There's one away for Bando. 6-4, and that's a fly ball center field X. That's Chet Lemon. And much like Joshua, Chet Lemon's also a 3 E13. 3 and 16, he'll get to that. That is in 14. So let's check E13 and make sure there's no 14. E13, there's a 15 and a 16, a 17 and 18, but no 14. So good play for Chet Lemon. He's able to track that one down and hold on to it. And Bando is retired. 2 up, 2 down. Here's Cecil Cooper. 2-7 for Cooper. He grounds to second. Handled over there by Orta. And the inning's over. So a shutdown inning by Steve Stone. And after 3 complete, it's the White Sox 4, the Brew Crew 3. Rodriguez may be on his last leg here. We'll see. Their bullpen's kind of doesn't have a whole lot in their bullpen, so they really need some innings out of Rodriguez. Here's Downing, 6-8. That's a chance for a double. 1 to 13 would be that double. 14 to 20 is a fly to center. And there's a double for Brian Downing. Leadoff double. Back come the Sox again. Trying to add to it. Here's Bannister. 2-5 for Bannister is a fly to left. 1 away. Brings up George Orta. 3-8 for Orta. He grounds to third. That's going to freeze the runner. So 2 down, and it's up to Richie Zisk. Now, they could walk Zisk, but you got Gamble on deck. So do you gamble and walk Richie Zisk, or do you pitch to him? You pitch to Zisk at your own risk. So Rodriguez is going to take the chance. 6-8, and he might be in trouble. 6-8 is that 1 to 13 roll again for a double. And it's a 6. It's a double, so he pitched to Zisk at his own risk, and it was not profitable as Zisk cranks a double. And the Sox now lead it 5 to 3. So Rodriguez getting close to his point of weakness here. Here's Oscar Gamble trying to gut it out for another inning at least. 4-11. It's a fly. That's a single right there. No ballpark effect. That's a single to right field. We'll check on Zisk. Zisk was not being held. He's an 11, which makes him a 12. 2 out boost makes him a 14. And the right fielder, Lezcano, has, I think, a 0 arm, if I'm not mistaken. No, he's got a -1 arm. Okay. So that's going to drop him to a 13. So a 1 to 13, he would score. Anything above 13, he is going to be out. And he's out at the plate. So he tried to get aggressive. Didn't pay off. He's out 9 to 2. So 9 to 2 play to end the inning. Nice throw by Lezcano, and Moore blocked the plate. Didn't allow Zisk to get in there. Maybe Zisk should have tried to run him over. But didn't happen. But the Sox do get a run, and we go to the bottom of the fourth. It's a 5-3 victory, not victory, but a lead for the White Sox. They're hoping it's a victory. Here's Von Joshua. 6-5, and that's a fly to left, handled by Stillman. 1 away. Brings up Mike Hegan. 6, 7, and that's trouble for Stone. That's his sweet spot for a hit. 1 to 10's a double. 11 to 20 is a single. That's a single for Royal Stillman. I'm sorry, for Mike Keegan. So 1 away. Here's Wolford. 3-6 for Wolford. Ground ball, third base B. Sorry about that. It's a fielder's choice. 5-4. So that'll send up Charlie Moore. 6-6, and that's a walk. So Charlie Moore will reach. That'll put 2 on with 2 outs. The top of the order, and Robin Yount. Yount is 0 for 2, struck out and fly to left. 3-2. He's going to do the Neil Lomax thing, lining out to third with Max, but that's already 2 outs, so it's just an L5 in the books. No double play to worry about. Innings over. We go to the 5th. It is the Sox 5 and the Brew Crew 3. Now, Rodriguez will begin his point of weakness inning right here, inning number 5. So Alex Grammas, the manager, is going to have to keep a close eye on his starter. In fact, the bullpen is already starting to stir down there. Let's see, looks like Sam Hines, a right-hander, is loosening. He's kind of like their long man. So Sam Hines, right-hander, is loosening the bullpen. Right now, Spencer stepping to the plate. 2-6 for Spencer. He's going to ground to first. Handled by Cooper. 1 away. It's Royal Stillman. He's got a loaded column 3 against righties. But it's a 6-8. And he still found it against Rodriguez. That's his weakness. Stone was 6-7. Rodriguez is 6-8. So 1 to 15 is a double. 16 to 20 is a single. That's a 17, so it is going to be limited to a single, but Royal Stillman, 2 for 2 with a walk, so not any drop-off there with Ralph Garr getting the day off, because Stillman is holding up his end. Here's Lemon. 2-10 for Lemon. Ground ball back to the pitcher, Rodriguez. It'll be a force play, 1-4, fielder's choice. Second baseman covering with a right-hander at bat. So now there's 2 down for Jack Brohammer. 0 for 2. In place of Soderholm. 6-4 for the lefty is a ground ball shortstop X. That's Robin Yount. And Yount, defensively, is a 2 E28. 2 and a 19, he'll definitely get to that, and that's a 10. I don't think there's a 28. There is no 10, so it's a good play for Robin Yount. And the inning is over. So Rodriguez gets him through 5. And I don't know how much longer he's going to be able to go, but they'll try to push him as long as they can. And Steve Stone, his fatigue's a 7, so he's not even worried about that right now. Going to be facing Don Money. He's more worried about Don Money. He may have money problems. 4-7. Not this time. No money problems there. It's a pop out to short. There's 1 away. Brings up Sixto Lescano. 4-5. Ground ball shortstop X. That's Bannister. 4E48. 4 and an 8. 4 and an 8 is a G3. He got to it. Will he make the error? It's an 11. E48. No 11. There's a 12, but no 11. So good play by Bannister. 2 up, 2 down. Brings up Sal Bando. So since that first inning, Stone has settled in nicely. 5-8. And as soon as I say that, he gives up a potential triple. 1 to 2 is a triple. 3 to 20 is a single. So it is a single to Bando, but no harm, no foul there. 2-out single doesn't hurt you as long as you get the next guy. And that next guy happens to be Cecil Cooper. Easier said than done. Here's Cooper. 3-7. Cooper, fly to center. That's going to end the inning. So Stoney pitched around that 2-out single by Bando with no problem whatsoever. 5 innings in the books here at County Stadium, and it's the Sox in front 5-3. And Rodriguez going to come back out there. Now he gave up 1 hit, so he's still can give up about 2 more hits before he has to, or 2 more base runners before he has to be replaced, or before he gets to his tired mark. And he does have a couple of dots here, but we'll play it by ear, see how it goes. Here's Downing. He doubled his last trip, 2-9. He's going to ground to second. 1 away. Here's Alan Bannister. 3-6 for Bannister, and that's a potential home run, 1-2. Anything else, he will fly to right field. And that's a fly to right for out number 2. So Rodriguez hoping to give him 6 innings anyway, not really solid, but 6 innings, 2-8, and he'll do it. Pop up to second base. Money grabs it, and that's it. To the bottom of the 6th. And that might be it for Rodriguez. We'll have to take a look and see how they want to go with this. They are determining what to do with that. Sam Hines is ready, and so they may be bringing him in the 7th. Right now, Steve Stone here in the 6th, facing Von Joshua. 6-7 for Joshua, and that's that sweet spot on Steve Stone again, that 6-7 roll. It's a 1-10 double, 11-20 single. It's a 10, so Joshua will eke out a double. He's 2 for 3, so he's got his money where his mouth is. Wolford's 0 for 2, he's 2 for 3, so he's showing Wolford what it's all about. Here's Hegan, 6-9, and that's a fly ball to left. 1 away. Now Wolford, see if he can do something to try to match Joshua. 4-8, he will not. He strikes out. So seemed like Joshua knew what he was talking about. Here's Charlie Moore. 3-8, that's a pop out to short. So Stoney gets through 6. So other than that first inning, he's been pretty much in control. We go to the 7th. It is 5-3. And now for the Brew Crew, we will have Sam Hines coming on in relief. And in the regular season of 1977, he was 0-3, 4.73 ERA, 1 start, 2 saves. He has a relief rating of 3, so he can go a couple of innings, obviously. And that's what they want, is somebody that can eat some innings. Although he made it to the 7th, so Rodriguez got him through 6. So no complaints there really as far as how many innings he pitched. He did face 29 batters, and I'll figure out the rest later. Right now, it's Richie Zisk. So nice present for Sam Hines. First batter he gets to face is Richie Zisk. Nice reward. 3-10 for Richie Zisk. Ground ball to short, so he got him. Handled by Yount. 1 away. Here's Oscar Gamble. 3-10 for Gamble. He fouls out to Charlie Moore behind the plate. 2 down. Here's Spencer. 5-8 against a lefty. That's a solid double for Jim Spencer. His first hit of the game. Solid double, 2-out double. Brings up Royal Stillman, and he's 2 for 2. Like I said, 2 singles and a walk. 4-4. Ground ball to short. That's going to be Yount, and Yount is a 2 E28. 2 and a 20, he'll get to that. E28 and a 7. There is no 7s. Good play for Yount. And the inning's over. So we go to the 7th inning stretch. No Harry Carey, of course, because we're on the road. But bottom of the 7th we go. It is still a 5-3 White Sox lead. And this will be the point of weakness beginning for Steve Stone, as he's got a number 7 there. Keep an eye on him. Robin Yount, the batter. Yount, 4-5 against Stone. That's a ground ball shortstop X. That's trouble usually for Bannister. It's a 4 E48. 4 and a 7. He will get to it. It's a G3. That's a 9. E48. Is there a 9? There is no 9, so Bannister makes the play. So one shortstop retires the other. 1 away for Don Money. 4-6. Fly to center. That's 2 down. So Stone looking maybe to get at least 8 innings in. 2-7 against Lescano. Grounds to second. So he certainly did it. No trouble there. Stoney maybe going for another complete game. Didn't look good in the first inning, but it's looking good now. We go to the 8th. It's 5-3 Sox. And Hines will come back out for his 2nd inning of work. Facing Chet Lemon. 6-4 fly ball center field X. That is Joshua. And Joshua is a 3 E13. 3 and a 16. He'll get to that for sure. A 14, and he's an E13. We'll double check it. Nope. E13 for center fielders. You get a 15, 16, 17, and 18, but no 14. So 14 is a good play. It's handled over there by Von Joshua. So Lemon is retired to start the 8th. Brings up Jack Brohammer. He hasn't done much in replace of Soderholm. He's 0 for 3. 2-3. He will foul out to Cecil Cooper. So he takes an 0 for 4 wrap. Here's Brian Downing. 2-10 for Downing. Grounds to third. That's going to end the inning. So Sam Hines pitching well. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Still 5-3. We've been stuck on 5-3 since the 4th inning. So Stone had no knocks against him in his 7th inning, so he's good for a couple of rounds here against Sal Bando. 6-5, and that's a strikeout. So he struck him out. 1 away. Here's Cecil Cooper. 2-7 for Cooper. Grounds to second. There's 2 down. So Stone appears to be getting stronger as the game goes on, not weaker. Here's Joshua. 5-7. That's a walk. So Von Joshua reached base 3 times already. Really putting Wolford to shame here. He's a B stealer, but they're down 2 runs, so they're not going to take a chance. Here's Hegan. 4-3. That's a fly ball right field X. That's Zisk. And Zisk, defensively, is a 4 E6. So if he can get to it, he'll probably catch it. 4 and a 6 is problematic. A 4 and a 6. 4 and a 6 is an SI2, so that's going to drop in for a base hit. That is a 16, and he's an E6. No 16 error, but it is an SI2. So that's a base hit that's going to send Von Joshua to third base. Runners are at the corners now with 2 outs. And that man, Jim Wolford, is up. It's his moment to shine and try to catch up with Von Joshua. Now, if we look at the Brewer bench and see if they want to go that route, they don't have a whole lot. They've got Jamie Quirk, I guess, would be somebody. But he only hit 217 on the season, so they're really kind of limited on their bench performers. So they're going to go ahead and stick it out with Wolford, see if he can get it done. As Joshua's kind of mocking him at third base, saying, "Hit it, buddy." 3-7, he does not. He flies to center, and the inning is over. So Wolford fails again, and Joshua just shakes his head. See, I told you I was better than you, son. So now we go to the 9th. Hines, might as well keep him going. He's got a 3 relief rating, and he hasn't had any trouble whatsoever. He's only allowed 1 hit in 2 innings, so might as well keep him going. Here's Bannister, top of the order. 2-6 for Bannister. That's a leadoff walk. Been a lot of that in this game. A leadoff walk. He is a D sealer, so he's not going anywhere. He's not even going to be held. Here's George Orta. 3-5 for Orta is another walk. So back-to-back walks. So there's no defense for that. It's now the Brewer bullpen all of a sudden starting to stir. Left-hander Bob McClure is throwing, and he's going to be coming in because we've got 3 lefties in a row coming up. So Hines gets to pitch to Zisk, and then after that it's going to be McClure to face those lefties. Here's Zisk. 5-10. 5-10's a fly ball to left, and there's 1 away. And I think a fly ball C doesn't go anywhere, does it? No, it does not. Okay. So Zisk is retired, and so is Hines. Hines will leave, and with the lefties coming up, it's Bob McClure. Bob McClure is coming in. So Hines, forgot to write him in initially, and now McClure. So Hines goes 2 1/3 innings, and he faces 4, 7, 10 batters. McClure is now in, but now Gamble will be lifted for a righty, the right-handed DH Lamar Johnson. So Lamar Johnson will be coming on. Lamar Johnson, so that's a counter move to the lefty of the bullpen. So Lamar Johnson will come in and take over as the DH for Oscar Gamble as a right-handed stick against the lefty. So McClure facing Lamar Johnson. 5-12 is a ground ball, first base X, and that would have been the same versus righties or lefties. Cooper is the first baseman, so we'll check Cooper's defensive prowess. And Cooper He's a 3, E13. 3 and a 3 could be trouble. 3 and a 3 is an SI1, so that's going to be a base hit. There's an 8, E13. There is no 8, but it is a single. It will not score the run. It'll just load the bases. So the bases are loaded for Jim Spencer. Bases are loaded for Jim Spencer. 1 out. Infield's going to have to look for the double play, and Spencer does have a lot of A's on his card. Has to avoid those. 1-8, and he didn't. 1-8 is a ground ball first base A. That's a 3-6-3 double play. And they got just what they were looking for, did the Brewers. And that keeps the game 5-3 as we go to the bottom of the 9th. And of course, Lamar Johnson will stay in the game to DH for the Sox. So Stoney's going to come back out and see if he can't finish this. They do have the closer, Laren LeGros, loosening in the bullpen. But they're going to start initially with Stoney. Now Stoney has given up a walk and a single, so another 2 base runners and he will reach his point of weakness. Let's see what he can do here. Charlie Moore is 0 for 2 with a walk. They don't have a whole lot on the bench, like I said. They can try to bring in maybe Jamie Quirk as a lefty, but he only hits 217. Steve Bry is another right-hander hitting 249, so just not a whole lot there. And Moore does have a pretty good column 3, so we're going to stick with Charlie Moore. 5-11, it's a single. So Charlie Moore gets that leadoff single, and that'll bring up, he's an E-stealer, he's not going to go anywhere. His run doesn't matter because they're down by 2. If they were down by 1, we'd pinch run for him. But Stoney now going to face you out. One more batter and he reaches his fatigue. Laren LeGros is ready. 4-8, struck him out. Boy, he just missed that 4-9, would have been an in-home run chance. But a 4-8 is a strikeout. Stoney wants to finish this thing. Here's money. 5-7, struck him out. There is a dot, but he's not tired yet. He has to give up from once you get past his 7th. If he doesn't give up the 3 in the 7th, then you get an extra one to the 4. You get 4 batters. He has only given up 3, so no fatigue, no point of weakness. Strikeout will stand. And now it's up to Sixto Lascano. Stoney wants to finish what he started. 4-8. 4-8. He struck him out. That's the ball game. Boy, talk about coming back with a vengeance to finish the game. Struck out the side. And the White Sox defeat the Brew Crew 5-3 after spotting them a 3-run first. They come back to beat them by that score and sweep the 2-game series from the Brew Crew on the road as they try to keep up with those Minnesota Twins. So Steve Stone gets the complete game victory, improves to 5-2. Let's see, he faced a total of 39 batters. So yeoman work there. Did give up the 2 home runs. Let's see here what he did. And he got the win, obviously. And Rodriguez takes the loss. Any errors on that? I don't think there were any errors in the game. Didn't see any. Don't remember seeing any. Let's check hits for the Brew Crew. 2, 3, 4. So 4 hits in the first inning. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 hits. 4 of those in the first inning. So after the first inning, it was a 5-hit shutout by Steve Stone. All right, let's check the White Sox for hits. So wait a minute. First, let's put in for Steve Stone. 9 hits, 3 runs. They were earned on those 2 home runs. Let's check his walks. He walked 1, 2, 3. Got him for 3 walks. These are all unofficial. So I'm kind of doing them kind of fast. 1, 2. Strikeouts. 3, 4. Struck out 7 because he struck out the side in the 9th. So 7 strikeouts. So that's the final line for Stone. 9 innings pitched, 9 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 2 home runs, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. Improves to 5-2. All right, Rodriguez drops to 5-2. And we'll check out the hits for the Sox. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 hits for the Sox. 5-11-0 for the Sox. We'll check left on base. 1, 2, 3. And you can chat while I'm doing all this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 left on for the Sox. For the Brew Crew, left on 2 in the first. 1 here's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They left 8 on. All right, now McClure faced 2 batters, pitched 2/3 of an inning. Faced 2 batters, gave up a hit, but then got the ground ball double play. Took care of that. Let's see, Hines, 2 1/3. He gave up 1 hit. 1 hit and 2 1/3. No runs. He did walk 2 and didn't strike anybody out. Now for Rodriguez, in his 6 innings, he gave up 7 hits and the 5 runs rather, all earned. And let's see, didn't give up any long balls. It was just a single and double fest. Let's check his walks. Walked 1. He hit a batter. He walked 1, 2. I got him for 2 walks and a hit batsman. And strikeouts, we got him for only 1. I only see 1 strikeout. So the Sox, the whole game, only struck out 1 time. That was Bannister in the second. Nobody else struck out in the game. So they were making contact all the way. So there's your final line score on this May 26th game. The Sox improved to 24-15 after game 39 with a 5-3 victory over the Brew Crew. 5 runs, 11 hits, no errors, and 9 left on for the Sox. 3 runs, 9 hits, no errors, and 8 left on for the Brew Crew. So next game will be at Yankee Stadium, game number 40, which is just about the quarter pole for the season. And that'll be the next video, is game 1 from Yankee Stadium. And I'm sure I'll have some little tidbits on the Yankees as the Bronx Zoo is ripe for different stories. But until then, hope you enjoyed this presentation of the 1977 White Sox replay on strat-o-matic. Game 39 in the books. 5-3 White Sox over the Brewers. Till next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.